This is Matthew Purdy with the Birmingham Barons. I'm here with Brad Miller of the Jackson Generals, AA affiliate of the Seattle Mariners. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us, Brad. Before I get into your background and accolades and everything, how have you, you've been, about 2 weeks now you've been up here with the Generals. How have you acclimated, and what's been the biggest difference for you jumping from high to AA?
Yeah, it's kind of been, whirlwind. We flew over here on an off day, which was nice, so I didn't, have to miss any games, and just trying to get settled in, a whole new routine, in a different park, and just kind of learning the lay of the land a little bit. So it's been good. The teammates are awesome. I know played with some of them and in spring training as well, so they've made everything pretty easy. So just trying to come in and gel with a new group of teammates and contribute.
Well, you went to Clemson. You were originally drafted by the Texas Rangers in 2008, but you didn't sign obviously to go to college. How would you say that affected your career? Because a lot of guys do sign straight out of high school and go instead of going to college. You were the ACC Player of the Year last year, so you made a big impact. You led the league in hitting, on base percentage. How did that further and help your career as you sit here now?
I think it was obviously an honor just to get picked out of high school. But I felt I wasn't ready for the pro game yet. I needed to get stronger physically and even mentally. So that was perfect for me. Clemson I thought was the perfect spot for me, and my 3 years there were invaluable and helping me develop. So that was huge. Some people are ready to do it, but I just wasn't, and I'm glad I chose to go to college.
Well, I got a chance to interview one of your foes from last year, Sean Gilmartin with the Mississippi Braves. He went to Florida State, and you're the number 7th overall rated prospect in the Seattle Mariners organization. You play shortstop. There's obviously an opening. You never know who, as you saw the winds of change blow as the trade deadline. You never know who's going where. So as you settle in with the Generals and you make your way through the rest of the season, you guys are playoff bound. Team won the first half in the North Division. How do you get ready for the postseason and just continue to adjust to the playing level here? Yeah,
I think, like you said, there's so much unknown, in the lifestyle. So I think, I've just been trying to take everything in stride, and that's a good thing. In High Desert, we were, a playoff team. We won the first half, and here, and I think that's the biggest thing is, they want to develop winners, and the only way to, learn how to win is to be in the playoffs and in that environment. So, I think that's huge. The team obviously performed well in the first half, and I know we're in a race to, try and win, the second half as well down here. So that's fun. It's an exciting environment, and that's where you want to be in the playoffs. So that'll be fun.
Heard a story about you in spring training. Of course, like I just mentioned, you went to Clemson. A certain South Carolina guy kept badgering you. Want to elaborate a little more on that?
Yeah, that was, I'd only signed in August, and I got a handful of games in Clinton, Iowa, in the Midwest League, and, so I hadn't really met any of the other coaches or anything. So in spring training, this guy kept talking and razzing me about, the Tigers and Coach Leggett and our pants and just anything, football. And, a couple days, I'm like, who is this guy, and then finally he came up, like at the third day of it, he came up and introduced himself. He's like, I'm Jim Pankevitz, I'm the AA manager, and I'm a Gamecock. And I was like, that explains it for sure. So he showed me, told me his colors, and I got it, because that rivalry is huge.
I can relate. My director of broadcasting, Kurt Bloom, is a Yankees fan. I'm a Red Sox fan here from Boston. So we constantly butt heads, Patriots, Jets, and football, yada, yada.
Exactly, it's everywhere.
All jokes aside, how has Jim helped you, and how has hitting coach Corey Snyder helped you since you got here?
Yeah, they're awesome. They're really welcoming and made sure everything was going as a smooth transition. But the big thing is they're here to help. They're here to help us whatever we have to take care of with Corey. As far as the routine we've developed and getting ready for a game, he's there to be in the cages with us and give his insight. So that's huge. I think everywhere we go, I had great coaches down at High Desert and obviously here. So I mean, it's a good group of guys. We're getting influenced by.
Well, they proved it in the first half, and you're jumping in and contributing right away. You had great numbers in the California League. You were hitting .339, 11 home runs, 56 ribbies, and we're doing great. You continue that success from Clemson University and straight into the minor leagues. Brad, ever get mistaken for Brad Miller in the NBA?
Actually, this is pretty good. my last game in High Desert was in Stockton, so we're up by Sacramento, and Brad Miller played for the Kings forever. So I'm in the I'm in the batter's box, and I hear some guy go, "Brad Miller, you used to play for the Kings. You're not as tall as I thought you were," or whatever. And they were razzing me, and I did actually. I mean, I always hear stuff, but you know, I heard that, and I started laughing because I thought that was one of the best ones, and I realized we were, you know, in Kings territory. So that was pretty good, and that just happened. I mean, that was, you know, a week and a half ago, so that was pretty funny.
That's great.
Yep.
Brad, you're from Windermere, Florida, a high-profile place. I believe Tiger Woods lives down there, and I just told you, familiar. I go down there a lot, Orange County, Orlando area. It's a great vacation area. You're representing the area very well, being with the Jackson Generals, and you guys, like I said, are playoff bound, and you guys have quite the squad. I had the pleasure of interviewing Taijuan Walker a couple days ago. Great young man. Talked about his experience at the Futures game in Kansas City. So you got a pretty good nucleus here, and you guys have a really good shot when it comes to postseason play of winning championships. So all I can say to you, Brad Miller, is best of luck, and hope you guys can keep it together and keep on chugging down the line. Hope to see you in Triple A Tacoma, or maybe up in Safeco Field soon.
Appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Brad.
Yep.